Welcome back to our channel for your daily dose of daytime drama. Today is a beautiful day to dive deep into the scandalous world of Los Angeles fashion and family feuds. The upcoming episode is packed with shocking emotional turns. So grab your favorite beverage and let us unpack all the explosive secrets waiting to be revealed. The emotional wreckage in Los Angeles is sprawling, and the Monday, August 31st, 2026 episode of The Bold and the Beautiful promises to sift through the ashes of recent betrayals. The glamorous facade of the fashion world is currently hiding deeply fractured families, shattered marriages, and secrets so toxic they threaten to destroy everything these characters hold dear. At the center of this impending explosion is a web of guilt, unexpected alliances, and the dangerous resurgence of old obsessions. Every character is currently walking a tightrope, and the slightest misstep could send their carefully constructed lives plummeting into the abyss. We begin with the heavy, suffocating guilt-consuming Lee Finnegan. Known for her fierce independence, meticulous precision, and unwavering protective instincts over her adoptive son, John Finn Finnegan, Lee is not a woman who easily admits to making mistakes. Yet, she is currently grappling with a crushing sense of responsibility for the devastating drama that unfolded between Sheila Carter and Steffy Forrester Finnegan in Monaco. Lee is a brilliant doctor who prides herself on control, but a simple, careless moment of distraction has sparked a catastrophic chain reaction. She is haunted by the memory of leaving Finn's commercial flight information glowing on her open laptop screen. It was an innocent gesture. She was merely trying to help her busy son by booking his travel arrangements. But stepping away from that computer gave the opportunistic Sheila the exact weapon she needed to crash the romantic getaway. As Lee wrestles with her regrets, she feels the agonizing weight of her actions. She knows that Sheila's sudden appearance on the Mediterranean beach was the catalyst that pushed Steffy to her absolute breaking point. Lee is entirely convinced that she is the reason Finn's marriage is currently hanging by a thread. The dramatic irony, of course, is that Lee only knows half of the story. She is completely unaware that Steffy, fueled by alcohol and rage after fleeing Monaco, engaged in a passionate, secret rendezvous with Carter Walton. Lee believes she is the sole architect of this marital crisis, agonizing over the fact that she inadvertently handed a monster the keys to her son's happiness. She can only hope and pray that Finn finds a way to repair the damage, completely oblivious to the fact that the damage extends far beyond Sheila's unwanted presence. Interestingly, this profound sense of guilt places Lee in a highly unique position. She is genuinely caught in the middle of this chaotic storm, and her current vulnerability might make her the unlikely savior in Sheila's dark narrative. There was a brief, bizarre period where the shared grief over Luna Nazoa's tragic death seemed to crack the thick ice between these two fierce mothers. With Sheila now facing the agonizing loss of both Deacon Sharp and any hope of a relationship with Finn, she is more isolated and dangerous than ever. Lee's lingering guilt could compel her to reach out to her sworn enemy. If anyone possesses the strength and the complicated dynamic required to pull Sheila back from the edge of a dark, destructive spiral, it might just be the woman who accidentally facilitated her latest scheme. Meanwhile, Sheila Carter is navigating her own twisted psychological labyrinth. The fallout from the Monaco disaster left her alienated from her son, but a sudden, shocking development is about to pivot her attention back to her former flame. Sheila discovers that Taylor Hayes has firmly rejected Deacon Sharp's heartfelt marriage proposal. For a woman whose mind operates on obsession and manipulation, this news is not a simple piece of gossip. It is a glaring beacon of hope. Sheila immediately begins to gloat, her mind racing with the possibilities. She rationalizes that Taylor, a woman who had no problem walking down the aisle to marry Ridge Forrester on multiple occasions, is clearly not the right fit for Deacon. In Sheila's distorted reality, Taylor's rejection is the universe signaling that Deacon's future still belongs to her. This glimmer of hope is incredibly dangerous. Sheila desperately needs to accept the harsh reality that Deacon has moved on and is trying to build a new, legitimate life. She refuses to acknowledge that her own toxic patterns are the root of her isolation. Instead of plotting her way back into a relationship that has already run its course, Sheila would be far better off learning how to find happiness independently. In fact, given her desperate need for unconditional love, loyalty, and someone to protect, Sheila should seriously consider adopting a dog. A furry companion would offer her the cuddles, devotion, and joy she craves without the complicated, destructive collateral damage she inflicts on human beings. But knowing Sheila, she will ignore the healthy path and dive headfirst into exploiting the fresh crack in Deacon and Taylor's romance. Across town, a truly unprecedented shift is occurring between two of the most legendary rivals in daytime television history. Brooke Logan and Taylor Hayes are poised to reach a surprising and heartwarming truce. For decades, these two remarkable women have waged a bitter, relentless war, primarily battling over the affections of Ridge Forrester. However, the landscape of their lives has drastically changed. Taylor is now deeply involved with Deacon Sharp, shifting her romantic focus away from the Forrester patriarch. This new dynamic removes the primary source of their historical animosity, allowing them to view each other through a lens of mutual respect rather than fierce competition. Brooke is currently in a state of profound emotional devastation. She has been shattered by the actions of her daughter, Hope Logan, who publicly defected from Forrester Creations to join Katie's rival fashion house, Logan. The pain of watching her daughter walk down a competitor's runway, keeping the massive career move a total secret, has left Brooke feeling vulnerable and betrayed. Taylor, utilizing her deep empathy and her skills as a world-renowned psychiatrist, recognizes the depth of Brooke's heartbreak. Instead of using this opportunity to gloat or twist the knife into her former rival, Taylor offers genuine compassion. She understands the agonizing complexities of motherhood and the sting of a child's rebellion. During a poignant conversation, Brooke and Taylor will find unexpected common ground. They will agree on a shared, unwavering loyalty to the Forrester family and a mutual desire to maintain harmony within the company. Taylor makes it abundantly clear that despite her romantic entanglement with Hope's father, she fully supports Ridge and Steffy's vision for Forrester Creations. This truce is a beautiful, mature evolution for both characters. Fans who remember the fleeting moments of friendship they shared in the past will be thrilled to see them aligning once again. In a world defined by corporate sabotage and romantic betrayal, this alliance between Brooke and Taylor serves as a rare, stabilizing force, proving that even the deepest wounds can heal when met with grace and understanding. However, the concept of healing is entirely absent at the Cliff House, where a ticking time bomb is masquerading as a marital reconciliation. John Finnegan is pouring his heart out to Steffy, desperately attempting to mend the fracture caused by his Monaco lie. Finn is taking full responsibility for his actions, apologizing profusely for failing to tell Steffy that Sheila had stowed away on his flight. He looks deep into his wife's eyes and makes a solemn, impassioned vow. He promises that nothing in their future will ever come between them again. Finn is swearing off secrets forever, entirely convinced that his mother's unwanted presence is the only obstacle standing in the way of their happily ever after. Finn's earnest promises are unknowingly twisting a jagged knife directly into Steffy's conscience. As she listens to her husband vow total honesty, Steffy is consumed by a suffocating, paralyzing guilt. She knows that the secret she is carrying is infinitely darker and more destructive than a hidden flight itinerary. The memory of the Forrester CEO office, the alcohol, the raw emotion, and the sizzling, forbidden encounter with Carter Walton is burning a hole in her mind. Finn has absolutely no idea that the biggest threat to their marriage is not his biological mother, but the massive betrayal Steffy committed in a moment of drunken despair. When Steffy looks at Finn and accepts his apology, she is making the most dangerous calculation of her life. She allows Finn to slide her wedding ring back onto her finger, a gesture that should symbolize renewed trust and unbreakable commitment. But for Steffy, this is not a true reconciliation. It is calculated camouflage. She is using her forgiveness of Finn's relatively minor transgression to completely bury her own monumental sin. By taking him back and agreeing to put the Monaco disaster behind them, she is desperately trying to construct a fortress of normalcy to hide her night with Carter. The psychological toll this takes on Steffy is immense. She hates lying, especially to the man she loves, but she is utterly terrified that confessing the truth would detonate her family and destroy Carter's marriage to Daphne. Steffy is forced to smile, nod, and play the role of the forgiving wife, all while carrying a secret that could obliterate 4 lives in an instant. She and Carter are now bound together by a pact of silence, forced to navigate the treacherous waters of Forrester Creations while hiding their guilt from everyone, including Ridge, who has already begun asking dangerous questions. As Monday's episode unfolds, the contrast between the characters is striking. You have Brooke and Taylor finding peace through honesty and empathy, while Steffy and Carter are building a fragile future on a foundation of deception. You have Lee agonizing over a mistake she made out of love, while Sheila plots to exploit a rejection born out of boundaries. The drama in Los Angeles is reaching a boiling point, and the fallout from these intertwined secrets will undoubtedly reshape the landscape of the bold and the beautiful forever. The pressure cooker is hissing, the lies are compounding, and it is only a matter of time before the truth shatters the camouflage once and for all.